Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Wacky Wednesday video. Now today we are going to be playing a game called Planet Base. Now Planet Base is a game where you have a base on a planet. Now there are 4 different worlds, and you unlock them from completing a certain amount of milestones. Now I only have unlocked the first one, so that is what we'll be doing. Now, how this game works is that you will land on a planet with 7 people, all of different fields, all in different fields, and 2 different robots, a constructor robot and a carrier robot. Carrier robot will carry any of the supplies, and the constructor robot will carry any of the um it will construct any of the buildings. So I'm gonna turn up the volume for you guys. A little bit of the music. So this game, I've played it a lot in the previous years of my life, but now I'm going to be sharing with you. And over times, I've gained more and more skill in this game. Now, I'm gonna do a little bit reveal for my next Wacky Wednesday vid. My next Wacky Wednesday video will be on a game called Hearts of Iron 4. It is a war game. But at the current moment, let's get into this. No. So Class D is like Mars, and I don't know what those are, but they're like pretty difficult stuff. So let's get into Class D. You can also select where you're going. I don't know the details that well, but I think there will be a good place to start. So let's hope that everything goes well. Alright. This seems like a pretty good landscape. So basically, this ship will hold all the supplies for you at the start, and the longer the materials are left out, the more they'll decay and then they'll eventually fully deteriorate. But a reason why you just don't want to have this forever is one, more space if you destroy it, and also you get a lot more 2 very important building things. So those are 7 people and our 2 robots. So what we need to start off with is an airlock, which is pretty obvious because without an airlock, we can't start anything. And basically, the way that some things work is that they can only have one connection, and connections are basically, um, without a connection, it can't work through these stuff where it's like outside electronical stuff. They're mainly metal, but they're also, their connections are so that way their electricity actually connects, while the other stuff is so that way you can actually have the different rooms. And now we need to start off with these 4 things. And so the solar panel, water extractor, and power collector. Now what we want to do now is create an oxygen generator, which is going to be the main basis for everything. So I think we're going to have it be right there. Now, the reason why you don't just want an open field is that in this you have a mine, and a mine is exceptionally important. Like, one of the most important things in the game, because without that, you cannot have, um, like, you can't have metal. So up here, we have metal, and then we have bioplastic. Those are our main building materials. Now, we want metal more than bioplastic, because in order to get bioplastic, you just need to have a biodome. So let's have that be at medium size. Connect that. You also want a processing plant, because without a processing plant, we cannot create bioplastics or metals, which would be very harmful to our future progression. Now, what we also want to do now is create a mine and connect that. So now we have the basic things made, and now we also want a canteen. Now, a canteen is where, of course, you go to eat, but it's also where you have meal makers, which is where the biodome will be important because that gives us plants, and plants are used to create starch. Starch can be used to create bioplastics, which is like This game is such a relaxing yet complicated game, and I think that is what you need in a game. Um, like when I just take that down, I'm gonna get a bunch of metals and bioplastics, but I want to have everything made until I do that, because then stuff will start deteriorating. And keep in mind, it will be slow, but yeah. I was actually originally planning this to be a live stream, but for some reason, YouTube's not letting me do that. So I'm just gonna do this. So how I like to do is have it be situated like that. So also there's a mode where you can see the insides. I generally like to do that because it makes it easier to see. Um, the metal processor is to make metals, and the bioplastics is to make bioplastics. And how it works is that you put starch in the bioplastics or the like minerals into the metal processor. Then a person in that field will go over and work on it. So that's different, like hints and stuff to help us, but that's not really necessary at the current moment. Now, I'm trying to remember anything that I might need, because once the stuff runs out, it runs out quickly. And I don't want to start off with a sick bay, because we need to make sure that all the stuff is contained, and we still need to do stuff like this. So I think I want to put down the pea pad rice. So I definitely want to start off with lower managing stuff and start off in small amounts, and then progressively get into bigger amounts. Now, since this video was originally planned to be a live stream, I'm planning it to be around an hour, maybe 2 hours long. And we'll just see how it goes. Anything can happen in this, keep in mind. So if I utterly fail and just get very overwhelmed, I'm still gonna push through, because as I said, along with anything that can happen, anything good can also happen. Another good thing here is the water fountain, which is necessary. And mainly what bioplastics are used for is for like interior stuff along with building. So you might think, oh, I want to put so much focus into bioplastics, but then you realize metals is the main resource for all these outside stuff, and these outside stuff, like wind turbines, are incredibly important. So you basically need to make sure that you have stuff well. And always having a wind turbine and a solar panel are necessary, so that way they work in different amounts. But yeah, I'm sorry my upload schedule haven't been very consistent lately. It's definitely gonna get more consistent. So yeah, we're doing well right now. We have more bioplastic. We have double the amount of bioplastics instead of that, and so we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. You can also prioritize certain stuff, and they'll focus on that. Now, the downside to that is if they're focusing everything on that one thing, they won't focus on anything else, which is kind of difficult to manage. I also want to get in a dorm, and the thing about dorms is that they're the final connection stuff, which means they can't have any other connections to it. And even if that's not really realistic, I feel like it's a great way to keep the game somewhat hard, because otherwise you could just have stuff going forever, and otherwise there's no real risk factor to it. So now that we have these two things, whoa. Now those are actually really damaging to your base if any of it get hits. That's why there's a laser beam that you can do that can shoot it if anything gets too close. So it looks like we have ourselves in a good position right here. But now what we also want to do is create a factory. Now the reason why we need a factory is that we need to create different things and a robotics facility. Now, the reason why we need a robotics facility is that without a robotics facility, we can't get more of these robots unless we do trading, which reminds me, we need to have a landing pad. Now, what makes a landing pad important is that those transfer colonist ships and trading ships. And trading ships, you use different resources that you have in return for stuff that they have, which you might not currently have. And and the price ranges could be anything from 5, which is the basic amount for like basic items like food and meals, all the way up to like the hundreds, which can get pretty pricey sometimes. But it also shows that you might want to be making those things even if you're never going to use them. You can always sell them and then get a bunch of money back and then use that money to gain certain stuff if you're low. Okay, so I just ran out of power, but good thing it's almost going to turn day. Now, the hardest part is managing the wattage. Now, this is probably the most difficult thing that can happen early game, because you got to create something generating more than what you need. That's basic like electricity stuff, but also like there's so much different factors into it, and when electricity is not being used, it can really hurt your gameplay. So good thing it's becoming morning and the solar panel is awakening, which means it's doing something. And now this shows how much day we have left. And when that goes fully through, then it'll go into the night cycle and then we'll also go through that. The wind strength will show how much stuff will be for the wind turbine. There will sometimes be dust storms to come by that will injure your colonists a lot more, deteriorate stuff faster, and also but the good thing to it is that will make your wind turbines go crazy. Like the wind strength will be at top speed, so it's really good. Ooh. So basically what this means is that we now have all the basic structures for for basic sustained colony as it says right there. Um so far I've in any of my time playing I've only had 3. It's self-sufficiency, survival, which is means you survive for 1 day, and then expansion and get new colonists to the base. Now later, once you get the landing pad built, you can have a starport, and then you actually get stuff like visitors and stuff like that, and that's a whole different thing, and it's much bigger, and it also costs 10 metal, so that's definitely a later thing. So it seems like everything is being done at a pretty consistent pace now, and it seems like now's the time for this to be destroyed. And yeah, we get 15 metal and 10 bioplastics from destroying the ship. So it is a good way, it is a good, like, outcome. So 3, 2, so 5. So that means we'll have 10 left after. Another thing that we want to create is a bar. It's not anything that will really further us, but it can create drinks, you can sell the drinks, and also make your colonists have higher morale, which will make them want to do more work. And when more work is done, it means that you guys actually get to survive. Now the way this works is that it will automatically grow, but the reason why you have these biologists is that they need to maintain it, and the higher it maintains, the faster it will go. So yeah. So the landing pad is done. Now that connection just needs to be made. And then we should start getting a colonist and trading ship every day. And the better that your colony is doing, the more ships will come with good stuff, because like, hey, this colony is doing good. I might want to go there. And hey, they seem to have good stuff, so I want to trade with them. So that's kind of like the reason why you want to be doing good and have a landing pad in the first place. Now, I haven't tested this theory yet, but what I think it is that if you have multiple landing pads, multiple ships can come by. I don't want to test that quite yet, because that means that will be up to like 8, not including connections, which are usually 1 metal for or some whatever the amount is for outside stuff, but for indoor stuff you need the bioplastics for like plastic part, which is always seen in like outside movies like The Martian and stuff like that, which have said by like actual like space people to be it's a pretty realistic movie on what would actually happen if a person got stuck there, and I think that's pretty cool. All right, so now that the bar has been built, um they'll be able to have a morale now. So we currently have 7 people. But the interesting thing about spares and medical supplies, they sell for a lot, and that means it's kind of hard to like manage the amount. So let's get drinks machines, screen, water fountain, and another table. So now that we have that, we now want to create a water tank, because that will store the water that is creating, which will means our colonists are not going to be thirsty. And the more that they're in critical condition, the more they don't want to do tasks unless they're said to be critical. So that seems to be doing pretty good, but that means I'm literally um on the back of this one turbine. And if this wind turbine fails, then everything goes down. Um and I don't want to invest in anything yet because I do want to save my resources. There's one ore. The ore will then, if there's a good thing there, one ore needed by one worker creates metal. Pretty basic thing. Okay, now let's add rooms to the dorm. Now, if you squeeze in as tight as possible, like just trying to make it look good, you can only hold 8 people. But if you're trying to squeeze as much people as possible, you can hold up to like 12, which is really good since if you're doing good and colonists are coming in, they're coming in fast. And if you don't have a way to manage all of them, people are literally going to start dying. And if they start dying, it will really, like in real life, like lower your morale. All right. We seem to be doing pretty good. With the dorm being an option now, our 7 colonists will now have a place to sleep. I'm gonna wait until the bunks are actually made until I start work on the bioplastics. And it also shows once that bar is fully done, it'll give off 2 foods and then 1 starch. But it's mainly only for like if I go in this. So these ones give off starch. These ones are for food, and these ones are for starch. And then this is for medical supplies, and that's for them to relax. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. And now you want the thing to be big, but you don't want to have it be too big. And so I think I'm doing a pretty good at managing it. I think I'm gonna have my Wacky Wednesday vids be a lot longer than my regular vids. Oh, my first training ship. Because, Wacky Wednesday vids can only cover so much for it being trying to be different every week. So, yeah. So, guns which aren't necessary at the moment, spares, bioplastic, and metal. So, we need bioplastics. So, those are at 10s, and there's even like a commission thing. So, like, props to the creators of the game for creating such an intuitive trading system. So now with that, and our colonists have to actually bring it over, and it will just be on the launch pad. As you can see, even though these been out for a while, they're not really deteriorating in any bad way. And there is a storage thing, but that's not really my main focus at the current moment. Now I'm kind of like another video that I really want to do is play Pokemon Silver on my Game Boy Color. But it's just that I need to look up how to like actually record that since there's different stuff showing like as a basic like screen thing what it is, but then it's complicated and I want to like learn more on how to do that before I actually do that video. So that will be a much later video. But yeah. Oh, that's about to produce food. Those two are definitely about to produce food and starch. And the way that I know that these are being worked on is that will go up and down. And that will move side to side. So we're doing pretty good at the moment. Our power collector is doing its job. And we're doing pretty good. Now, since I have extra metal, should I get a sign? Because that will increase our prestige. which means more stuff will come by. So I think I'm gonna do just a one metal thing. Oops. Because you still need to make the connection. And for outside stuff like this, just always imagine it's gonna be one metal. Now, for the majority of the games that I will be playing on this channel, you can most definitely find them on Steam. So if you want to play these games at any time, you can, do that. Now, I'm also contemplating if I should have a changing schedule. I have that as a community post. So please, if you are viewing this video, please check out my channel. Don't even if you don't want to look at the other videos, just focus on the community tab and do stuff there. Even though it won't really boost my popularity in any way, which is not what I'm looking for. It will just help me know what I should do to make this experience better for you guys. And if by having a changing schedule is what you guys want instead of the main 7 videos and the changing video on Wacky Wednesdays a week, I would love to do that. But I just want to make sure, since that would be kind of like hard to keep up, I just want to make sure that you guys get the content that you guys deserve. But yeah, I'm also pretty happy because we're reaching 250 views. Like, that feels personal to me, and I'm happy because it shows that you guys are watching these videos, you guys are liking these videos, and even if my age demographic is for a whole bunch of different ages, I don't care. Because as long as my content is reaching people and making people happy, I'm just glad that people are enjoying the content that they are seeing. So that is actually almost done, which means we'll have like 3 bioplastic in the end. So it seems like we're doing a pretty good job. And with that, I want to create our first factory. Now, the thing with factories is that they can create spares, different electronic parts, and that is like pretty important because spares are used to repair these different things when their durability gets low. And yeah. And then even with the robotics facility, there's even an auto repair thing because over time these guys will lower in quality and then a person has to go over and fix them. But with the auto thing, they can just go over and fix themselves. And in the future, once I get a lot more money and maybe once I start making money off of these videos, I'll like up the quality of my camera, not by like too much, but I'll get a basic one that will make it a lot better to see, along with better lighting so that way you guys aren't confused and you guys aren't having a good time. Because in the end, all of this is going to go towards my final thing that I'm going to be doing. It may not be my final video, but it will definitely be what I've been going to be working towards. And it will be working towards near the end of the year in my 24-hour stream video. That video will be a charity stream and will be for a reason. And I'll share the reason in July. So keep your eye out for then. But that's still like 6 months away. So we still have a lot to go through. But hopefully nothing wrong goes in that time. And who knows? I may even reach 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. And even my goal is just to make people happy. And if the content that I'm doing is what's making you guys happy, I am also happy. So we're just going to start off with those. Now with the factory, we can create colonist ship. So in the landing permissions, you can actually control which people you want, which ship types you want, but that's not really important at the current moment. So we got a biologist, and the colonist ships can give off from anything from one person to two people. Expansion. Okay, that's just us getting um colonists. So yeah. Um we seem to be doing pretty good. The metal processor is working well. The people are working in the mines. So yeah, I'm not gonna have anything be priority yet until it starts actually being really important for a priority thing to be made. Because it can get pretty overwhelming quickly if you don't know what you're doing. But so our food amount is going well, which shows that our biodome is doing its job. And that means that we can sort of just like relax and see what's going on up there. So we got 2 ore, and we're almost gonna get another piece of metal. So basically, you have to unlock different like technology stuff in order to unlock more complicated robotics. At the start, it is you can only create a carrier robot, which is that guy where they just carry stuff. But it means less work for your colonists to do. And your colonists, by like a certain amount of time, their main purpose should only be to expand the base by working in it. They should go out less and less and less because the more they go out, the more that they have the potential to be injured. And when you have robots having like an auto thing and constructing things and carrying things, it will make life a lot easier. So there's our constructor robot, and one more metal needed to create the spare workshop. So for the semiconductor, we need one metal, one bioplastic, one engineer to get just one semiconductor. And that will like be important for later stuff. So let's do a save. Just in case if anything goes wrong, we can go back. And wow, we're almost 30 minutes in. So yeah, I definitely think this is gonna be closer to an hour long. And I've been playing this game a lot recently while watching YouTube videos not related to this, but just so that way I can maintain somewhat of a focus. So we got bioplastic being made, which is a good thing. And hold on. Alright, I was gone just because I needed to check something real quick. I heard like a small little sound in the background, and I wanted to make sure it was nothing bad. So we are actually in a really good position, and I'm really happy for that because I'm not doing anything too risky, and yeah, everything's going well. We have all the bunks made, so bioplastic is not being wasted on that. We just need the metal to create the spares workshop. And now, since we're at a good breaking point, I'll go through all the milestones. So, century. You gotta reach 100 population, which you think is hard, but with your prestige getting increased and more colonist ships coming every day, it becomes really easy. Now, power monger. Generate 500 kilowatts of power. Now, as long as you have like a bunch of windmills, large um solar panels, that should be good. Um Technocracy. Acquire 10 techs. I don't even know how to acquire techs, but I'm sure in the future I will find out how. Standing. Reach prestige 100. I don't know how to increase prestige. I know it's by like increasing like different stuff in your base, which is important. Robotization. Build or purchase 10 bots. Pretty basic. that build a model off, and then reach population 300. So ultimately, the milestones for this world are not horrible. They could definitely be worse, but still something to look out for. So we got the spares workshop made, and we are slowly losing power. It shows me that either we need a bigger power collector, or I think we need another solar solar panel. Definitely in the summer months, I definitely want to express, if like I have a larger amount of audience, I definitely want to express a little bit more personal stuff in my life. Not anything too personal, but just like little stuff where it's like, oh, I didn't know that. All right, how much people are we getting? One. We are getting another worker. All right, pretty basic. God, we keep on losing power. Hopefully, when the morning comes, the solar panel will do a good job. Now, the solar panels can reach really big sizes and generate a lot, but same thing with the power collectors. Power collectors and solar panels need to be really big, so that way they can get the most amount of wattage as possible, and also um hold the most amount. Since at the current moment that can only hold 5,000, but in its biggest form it can hold 13,700 power. Okay, so the wind strength is high and it's becoming day, so we're definitely gonna get a lot of power. Now the reason why, even though it was high wind speeds and I was still losing power, is that it by itself that was not creating enough that it needed to create. So I think it's going up and will be good soon. So that's being made, or bioplastics are being made. All right, good. Um, pyramid. Nice structure to highlight the. Okay, so it seems like a pyramid is so that way it increases your prestige by a lot. So let's see how big it is. Oh, that's not too bad. That's big, but it's like I feel like it's only to increase your prestige, which is important, but considering how expensive it is, we definitely do not need it. Um, let's just put out a really large. Wait, no. Let's put out a really large power collector. Yeah. This will ultimately be 5 metals in order to complete its task. Now, for the first time, I'm going to make people want to work at the mines. And the reason why is that I need more ores because I need more metals. So, pretty basic reason why. Resources? Okay, that's just basic stuff. I don't even know what the guns are for. I think, like, eventually, like, visitors or, like, aliens may come by and attack. I don't think aliens will come by, but I think maybe people will, like, be a threat. But, because on the landing permissions, one of the people is guards, which right colonists will be allowed in. Okay, so I think what the guard does is when visitors, which you get from the starport, come along, some of them might be wanting to do harm, which I think is the reason. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the reason. Oh, it's just a worker that's can't will not perform any tasks. I guess now I should make a sick bay. Sick bay, at its smallest form, you can only have like 2 storage cabinets and 3 beds. Beds are where they lay down, and then the medics do their job by taking the medic supplies out of the medical cabinets, and the medical cabinets can hold up to 4 of those supplies. Now, when I first started playing, I wanted to create a connection at every possible time, which I don't think is important. Emphasis on the think, because if it really wasn't that important, they wouldn't have us be able to create multiple ones. Like, I'm not gonna do it because of like how much metal it would require, but still having me wonder, why are they letting us like create so much different connections for what seems to be no reason at all. And these, like, as you can see, these are still doing well, so I don't need a storage thing. Once they start getting to the good quality, I may start doing a storage thing, or I'll get a bunch of that. But seems like a lot of this stuff is going to produce something soon, and I think our biologists are doing a great job, which makes me want to add in a tomato, which will be just for food, and a radish. They'll be just for food because they give off no starch. Because, like, over time, starch will start to be in very, very, very large amounts. Like, one time in probably what has been my best game yet, I had like 27 pieces of starch. And you may think that like, it's not important, but there is a benefit to it because that means you can sell it for like 10 or whatever it is. Okay, colonist ship, how much? 10. And it's an engineer, and the engineers are important for like robotics and stuff like that. So like the workers are important for like doing that and that. And then medics will do their own thing right there. And when the space starts to get really big, I'll add in another airlock, because if it reaches over there, then that means in order to build something there, they have to go all the way over here, go in, grab the resource that could even possibly be like next to it, then go all the way back over now, which is just very inconsistent. Like, it's just very inconsistent. So it seems like we're doing well at the current moment, and our power collector has the connection with 1 metal, so now we just need 4 metal. Something that I want to express now is that I am an anime fan. I mainly like the shonen anime fighting thing, and I'll explain why in July, which I said will be a very important personal month for me, and it will have a lot of drops on my personal life, because probably by that point I'll get enough subscribers to feel like I can trust you guys. And if I feel like I can't trust you guys, I will not release that personal of information. But if I feel like you guys are a trusting community, I'll release a little bit of some info. So, yeah, power storage is in critical condition, and the wind turbine has no wind power. That is not good. God. Just got so quiet all of a sudden. Okay, so we're almost gonna get another ore. So, yeah. Definitely next Wacky Wednesday video is gonna be on Hearts of Iron 4, which is a war game. There still won't be a tutorial like thing for that, like doing the in-game tutorial. I'll definitely do it beforehand, but just know that that game is pretty complicated, so I will not be making the best decisions, but I think it's a cool enough game that should get a video dedicated to it. See, this is why we need the power collector, because at high things where the wind strength is really high, it can fully collect that instead of the measly 5,000. To that point, should I sacrifice this? Because that will give us enough to do it. I mean, I guess so. Because I don't really need that at the current moment. It's still very unimportant compared to power, which loses, like, us being able to advance further during the night, which is when we're at our most vulnerable. So I think I'm gonna have them focus on the power collector, and then have the bio material be used for that, and then we'll have 2 left over. So yeah, they're already doing stuff there, so it's a good thing that building was right there. And I don't know, like, the AI in this game for the different things can be pretty weird and complicated sometimes. Well, it's not complicated, but the patterns can be really weird, and in the end, it can just lead to very weird and confusing stuff. Now, in the future, when different series my different gaming series are going to get big enough, I'm going to create mega videos where I combine multiple of those videos together, like let's say 3 of them, and put them all together. It's one thing, and that will probably be an exceptionally big video for me to edit, or unless I can have a person edit it for me, which I would need a lot of people to do, because one person doing that is just very, very not that good. But also tell me if you're liking my Microsoft Paint thumbnails. It just came to me when I was making this music video as a parody to Under the Sea, and this joke called Under the Sheets, which some of you guys may have heard before, but I decided to expand the lore of it and make a song about it. And it wasn't until I uploaded it and it was up for like 40 minutes when I realized, does this really need to be made? Is this something that really needs to be made in my video and the YouTube video catalog? And I was then like, I don't think so. So I took the video down. I still have the recording. So if in the future I want to release it, I will release it. But just know it is very inappropriate. It's totally gonna get age restricted because of just how inappropriate and just awful it is. And yeah. I originally got the Microsoft Paint thumbnail from that video because I wanted it to be like a very goofy thing. So we got a colonist ship. So I think we're gonna get 2 people based off of the look of the ship and see if that's a thing. Okay, no, it's still only 1, but still. Okay, we got another worker. So the signpost increases our prestige. So seems like the star thing is the prestige signal. And so I think you need to have different things up in order for you to gain prestige. So I guess at the current moment I only have 5 prestige, I think. And I think building the pyramid will give you a lot more prestige. Okay, so finally the power collector has been built, which means these can collect more power. So why is it saying that they're not getting enough water? I mean, there's water coming out of the water tank. Weird. Now, I have gotten the control center, like, way back in, like, 2020, back in that era when I was much, much younger. And was just testing out how much you could do with this game. And I think the control center is, like, the like the hub for the guards. Because I think I remember there being like a weapons cabinet there. I think. Because I have like a very weird memory thing where like I get the visuals from it more than the actual emotion. Because I can remember like events from like a long time ago based on like a little bit of significance, but then like stuff where like I got a lot of emotion from it but nothing really happened, I don't really remember it. So my memories are based off of visuals and how important it was to me, but not emotions, which I think is sort of interesting and kind of weird. But I think I'm gonna start work on the seven metal solar panel, and technically 8 because of the connection. Now that's a very like big thing for me to be doing, but we'll see. Also, for the Satisfactory video, it was I couldn't edit it enough of it or have the like drive to edit it. So I kind of just, placed it out, but just know that that video is not that good of quality. Because out of the 55 minutes, I'd probably say 20 minutes of that is just me mining and crafting and me doing stuff that I thought I was gonna edit out, but really not. And it's not like anything too like horrible and like vigorous and like but it's still like me just doing like stretching, moving around, that kind of thing. And I have a lot of starch, okay. And my main demographic of people that I want to appeal to is any age. Anything from like 5 to anything like 87. I don't care. Because my main drive is to make people happy. And if I focus my content on one certain type of age demographic, then over time, that age demographic will grow up and then, like, not be as interested. And I want to do content creation for as long as I can until it's, like, cool. Like, I got better things to do in life. And that'll probably be when I'm, like, 18 and trying to find a way to, like, manage money decisions. I don't know. But, yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're starting to generate a little bit more power, but it's not good that it's becoming night and there's no power saved. Dang. I really want a sandstorm right now, because that will get the wind power up real high. But this is not gonna be pretty nice. I'm just gonna go up to 4 times speed just so that way I can skip by all the power outages. So that way my heart doesn't be on the very tip of its seat. So yeah. And I like cooking. So I may do like one cooking video, maybe like a few, depending on how well it does. I just want to have variety of content so that way people can really get the whole big package. As you can see, like the oxygen generator needs water, which is an actual thing in real life. You need water and like hydrogen or something. I don't think that's true. But you need water to create oxygen. And I think you need, in order to create oxygen, you need different resources to create oxygen. Like look it up. Please don't trust my word, because I know you need water for oxygen. That's a basic thing. But I don't know about anything else in that thing. Oh shoot, I need to lower the speed. Okay, I think now I'm gonna have people focus also on the power plant, which means either they're gonna be working on the mines or on the power plant. And the good thing is I have the bar to keep people happy, but still that person is injured. They're hungry. Food's being. Oh, they are not focusing on this at all. I mean, stuff is almost gonna be made. Potato, radish, tomato. Oh, the tomatoes are almost gonna be made. But what are our biologists doing? Because the biologists are those who maintain the quality of this. Oh, we got a trading ship. I've been waiting for a trading ship because there's some resources that I need badly. So we could get colossal panel patent. I think that'll make our have the ability to increase the size of our solar panels, which I do not need. But I need. Dang, this is mainly just food stuff. And the ores are 10, so I'm not gonna really do that. Maybe a few meals in exchange for some starch and medical supplies. Yeah, that's not too bad. I need metal. I need metal so badly. Dang. God, we're already at 52-minute mark. What are our biologists doing? Okay, the tomato pad is almost done. It's just a few percent away. Oh, we got a person working on it. We still have a lot of starch. Come on, almost there, almost there. And the tomato the red stuff, like the radish and the tomato, will give us 3 food. And the other stuff will give us 2 food, but 1 starch. Okay, so now our biologists are starting to work on these plants. And we just got a lot more food. Then we'll get a lot more meals. God. Please, we need the metal. Okay, at least we have a bunch of food now. We have a bunch of food now. God, we're losing so much. Okay, I think I'm gonna turn off the priority on the mine so that way people can focus on crafting stuff in the processing plant. No, that's, yeah. We're at a good position, but also at a pretty bad position at the same time. Like, we have the stuff we need, we have resources, but then again, our power situation is not good at all. Okay. So, it's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then 7. then the 8 can be done from other circumstances. This will be a risky decision, but please, please work out in my favor in the end. Oh dang, they only gave us 4? Because the connectors don't... Okay, so I'm just gonna have it be... a 4 metal one. And hopefully that's enough to give us... Then that one will be the main basis for power. Then the solar panel, the really big one, will do a lot of stuff. Because we're not in a good position at all in terms of power, and power is really important. God. I'm just gonna speed up time. God. And of course, when I... You gotta be kidding me. The wind strength is at its highest, and of course I didn't get... I destroyed the wind turbine. Great. But let's hope it all turns out well in the end. Alright. They need to create that solar panel. Colonist ship. How much will this give us? 1. And it's another biologist. Bars out of water. God. We're doing horribly. People are thirsty. People have broken bones. Come on. We'll all get better. We'll all get better once we get that solar panel made. Sandstorm. Great. Another thing that increases the wind strength. And would ultimately make the solar panel good. God. This is just hard. Do I really want to do this? I think so. Because that's also taking out water and is using up more power than we need. Yeah, and also with the sandstorm, it takes out the solar panels completely, so... Dang it. God. This is not good. This is not good at all. Please, we just need to be crafted. I mean, it's a trooper, but that won't get us through all the things. That will be 2, but... So how's the quality of these materials? They're still alright. Okay, that's 1. Well, that means we just need 1 more person bringing out metal. Increase the speed. Alright. Seems like the sandstorm is gone. Oh god, no. Since we're low on water, the oxygen generator is not producing as much oxygen. Oh god. Water tank. We need at least 1 water tank. Come on. Please, please, just craft it. Please. Please. It's going to get metal for the L for that. Please, please. Someone. Yes. Thank you, constructor bot. God, this is a really bad situation for us to be in. This is really not good. Alright? Okay, now that that's gonna be made, we're gonna have good power. We're gonna have good power. Oh, thank God. It's all gonna turn out to be good in the end, and I know it. Oh God. Even though it's turning night soon, that will still give us somewhat good power, and that means in the next morning, everything will be alright. They, our people mainly need water, and without water, everything will go bad, and everything's low on oxygen. Okay, so that's giving it power at a good rate. Same with this too. Okay, now that a water tank's being built, the water can actually be stored. Oh gosh. That was stressful. It was really, really stressful. It really, really was. People are hungry, thirsty, injured. We need people to be doing stuff. Ship? Okay, this is collecting really good power. Creating. Because that's 50. That generates 50. That generates 30. Which means as long as the amount needed doesn't surpass 80, we are good at the current moment. Okay, so it's starting to become night. And we have 10 bioplastic, which means we can really do some extra stuff. So that those are high maintenance. Slow production. So if it's so the higher the maintenance, the faster the production. But the lower the maintenance, the slower the production. So since we don't need starch stuff, we need red stuff. Mainly tomatoes. Once those are made, stuff will get a lot better. Alright. So once we get through this night, that'll give us a lot of power. And then everything will be on a much more normal path. We've passed the 1 hour limit. And if you are still watching this video, you are a trooper. And I respect you. A lot. Like a lot. That will increase the watch time by a lot. And who knows? If trading ship. Okay. Food. That's ultimately what I had my eyes on. I don't care how much medical spares I need to give up. This is important. Come on. Please. Please have all this planning work out in the end. And if I don't have enough time to do all the stuff that I would originally want to do in this video, I think I'm gonna cancel me doing Hearts of Iron 4 and replace it with me doing a part 2 to this video. And maybe... Huh? Alright. So I think I'm gonna create a part 2. Maybe I'll release it today also. Thank you so much. Well, I think I'm gonna end the video now. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching this long. Thank you so much for doing stuff. And I would like to thank you all for watching. Have a beloved day, morning, afternoon, and have a great morning, good evening, and good night.